Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us
Hello.
on this Monday episode of Ludo Lingo. I suppose this would be our spotlight episode.
Yep.
Jesse, I have not purchased this game, but Jesse has played a little bit of enough to form an opinion, anyway, on inFamous Second Son. I'm still working on Dark Souls, and then I have, of course, Final Fantasy X Remastered to do. So. I will play inFamous, but I haven't gotten to it yet. So Jesse's gonna tell us what he thinks about it.
Okay, well, I'll start off. Luckily, I haven't played very much, so I'm not going to accidentally spoil anything that's further in the game. I guess that's a good thing, because they kind of tried to keep things hidden, secret. Like they apparently there's 4 big powers, and they've only really talked about 2 of them, so that's cool. So, not spoiling anything. The beginning of the game, I thought was kind of like the very beginning, like the first 20, 30 minutes was kind of slow. Obviously, tons of games have to start out slow to like build up the character or show you controls or whatever, but it seemed like it was like excessively slow or forced.
Was there a lot of tutorials?
Linear. No, it wasn't really that. It kind of let you do what you want, but it didn't. It was like pretending to, but you really only had one thing you could do. Like you could try to walk one way and they would correct you and make you walk the other way. And I was like, okay. So they really made the very beginning linear, which is kind of annoying, but then once you get to the actual city, it's just open. And I was like, okay, at least they didn't actually make it like this. So Troy Baker, gotta mention him every video. That or Dark Souls has to be mentioned every video. He's pretty great as Delson. He's better than I thought he was going to be, because I don't know why I didn't expect greatness from him, but
yeah,
I guess he can play pretty much anything, but Delson seemed kind of young for him, because he's like all like punk and rebellish, I guess. So it kind of seemed weird that he'd be able to play that, but it works out well. He's still hilarious. That's the thing that I think Second Son is definitely better at than the first 2, is that he's more of a, like, I heard the developers say this. They wanted to make the character more like an actual person would react to getting superpowers, or at least a person of his age. They would be like, cool, I want to do things that are ridiculous.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Cole was all like, so
well, that's how he was for everything.
Yeah, I know, you couldn't like relate to him. Well, I guess some people could, but he was more of Delson is more of an actual person, and he's hilarious. So I like the humor, because they didn't really have that much humor in the first 2, which they went back to their Sly Cooper.
Well, I think it has to do with, because like the idea of inFamous, I think, is just a random person gets superpowers. Mm-hmm. So I think the tone of the whole game would be dependent on what kind of person that is. So Cole was just like a whatever kind of person. So his personality was just like whatever throughout the whole game.
Exactly.
But Delson has like a sense of humor. So then the game has a sense of humor.
Yeah, I'm saying it's definitely a better. Right. He's a way better character, and I've only played the first few hours. Other than that, the gameplay, exactly what I expected, except there's kind of some mess ups. It's kind of sloppy when you're actually hand climbing buildings, because right from the beginning you have the smoke powers and you can just go into vents and it shoots you up to the top of a building. So it's obvious that they realize that you can do that, so they kind of, I feel like the climbing mechanics aren't as good as they could be, because you can get stuck on things pretty easily. It's not that big of a problem because you can just warp to the top of buildings through smoke stacks.
Right.
But I feel like they kind of got lazy there. People have said that it's better once you get neon, because that's how you like scale up buildings and stuff easily.
Oh, okay.
We will see, because I haven't gotten to that yet.
Right.
Yeah. And then I don't know what else. What other points there are?
Well, just for the beginning, I think gameplay and story and pacing is kind of what sums up the beginning of any game, I guess.
Well, the pacing in these games is whatever you make it. Which I like when games can do that and do it right. And I think this one's doing it pretty right because I can go around and just. There's kind of weird side missions. You like spray paint things and find cameras and take them out and stuff. I like them. The spray painting's kind of weird, but it's still fun. But then whenever I want, I can just go do the mission. So
the one thing that I read that was interesting, it said one of the reviews said, like in inFamous 1 and 2, you had the morality system, and it feels like they just felt obligated to put it in again because they said there's no way that Delson is the type of person that would just randomly kill thousands of people.
Yeah.
So like they said it just doesn't make sense. Like and they said we wish the morality system like had actual bearing in the story because it doesn't.
Yeah. I forgot to mention that. That's like the biggest negative point of the game. I forget to mention it first. It seems kind of weird and pointless. Like I never played. I wouldn't have played it as evil anyways, but I feel no reason to. Yeah. Like, because when he gets the powers, he's all like freaked out. You can tell he doesn't want them at first, but then he develops wanting them, but that still doesn't make him want to kill people.
Yeah.
Like, unless the person playing the game is insane, I see no reason to do that.
The idea of playing two different ways and that making two different play styles is really cool, but that doesn't necessarily have to be good and evil. It could be like to anything.
Yeah. Like, I want to play it again and play evil, but that's probably because of trophies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never do that. But I think they definitely did it wrong. But again, I don't think any game has done it right. So I'm still waiting. I don't think it's going to be them that does it. I want a game to actually have completely split paths that have severe differences.
Yeah.
So we'll see who does that. I don't think it's going to be Sucker Punch.
No. Cool. So you like it so far. It's good. You would recommend it.
It is the best PS4 game.
Right. And I think if you want to see next-gen graphics, you should probably, that would be the best one, right?
I don't know if it's because of hype or what. I don't think it's as good as people say. How good it
really?
is.
Okay.
It's
It's stirring the pot a bit.
I think Killzone looked better, but that's
really.
Yes.
Well, I mean, Killzone was beautiful, but I thought the faces looked weird.
Faces.
They were like,
oh yeah. Yeah, but this is the same. Like the character models of all the random people walking around are like Sims.
Yeah.
So and all the oh my god. Okay, the best part about this game is that the only thing anybody says, it might be because I'm good, is sorry. When I run into them, they're like, "Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry."
So you're in Seattle, Canada.
Yeah, I guess. Everybody's like, "Oh, sorry, I misstepped." And then walking in, they apologize 3 times, and then they just start going like this, and they don't talk anymore. And they never fall over either.
That's hilarious.
All right, that's it.
Well, that's inFamous Second Son from Jesse's opinion. Maybe in a month, I'll talk about it. Although it'll be old news by then. But. So thanks for watching. Monday episode, Spotlight on inFamous Second Son. We'll be back on Wednesday we're talking about our favorite boss. Right?
Favorite boss?
Something about our favorite boss.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for watching and see you then.
Goodbye. That was pretty good because your face, or your video froze at the end of that video as you were saying bye, so you're like.
Okay.